The Conjuring universe. I watched it. Let's rank it. This movie is so bad they try to pretend it is not part of the universe. It is everything that is wrong with modern horror. It's like long, dark hallway and then empty room. La Llorona is not scary and just the nun in a wedding dress. She doesn't do anything scary. She pulls people underwater and that's it. There's one scare with an umbrella that's cool, but you see it coming from a mile away. And it's not like this movie has the wrong idea, like a story about the family getting hunted by a demon, but Child Protective Services thinking it's child abuse is an interesting hook. But as it stands, the foster care slash child protective services systems is a lot scarier than this movie. Annabelle. Oh, Annabelle. This movie was rushed out after the Conjuring success, and it shows. It's a bad homage to Rosemary's Baby. Annabelle doesn't really do anything. You have a cult and a demon, but Annabelle does nothing. The main couple is fine, but they are boring. Mia just spends most of the movie walking around and nothing is happening. There are two good scenes in this movie. The first is the basement scene that is scarier than all of La Llorona, and the scene where it looks like they killed a baby, but it's a fake out. Also, why is the most important character just in the movie for 5 minutes? She basically shows up 45 minutes in, gives some exposition, and then dies? Why? The Nun 2 really frustrates me, because it has some really good stuff surrounded by a horrendous movie. To start, I like Frenchie as a stepfather and the setting of the boarding school. It adds an element of danger that I liked, and I thought the scenes between Frenchie and the daughter worked really well, proving Frenchie is the best side character in this universe. But we already know he is possessed. Sister Irene and Stormy Reed's character try to solve a mystery the audience already has the answer of. It's boring. They also have a fake Frenchie death. We already know he's alive in the first Conjuring movie. Like, at least the magazine scare was cool. So somebody at Warner Brothers saw La Llorona and thought this Michael Chaves guy is perfect to replace James Wan. And to his credit, this is the best Michael Chaves movie. The only saving grace in this movie is Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson. They're as good as ever, and their relationship make this movie watchable. Overall, I found this the movie where I thought the Warrens are frauds. They exploited a real life tragedy like family flockers exploit their children. Nothing about this movie is believable. The demon gave Ed heart problems, and not his bad health did. This movie also has no focus. From the trailers it looks like a courtroom drama, but that never happens. Instead, Ed and Lorraine run around doing side quests to fill time. The occultist is an interesting villain in concept, where we learn almost nothing about before she dies. I feel like I know more about Bathsheba and she did not speak. Warner Brothers should have learned from this movie, but no, they gave Michael Chaves the reign over this franchise and let him make another Conjuring movie. Now that's the scariest thing. Oh boy, this is a surprise, isn't it? I know most people have this at the bottom of their rankings, but let me explain myself. This movie is dumb. Characters being buried alive and still being like, nah, that wasn't that weird, let's stay. But it is so much fun. I know it's bad, I even said it before. But are you going to tell me that walking around a dark house with nothing happening is more exciting than zombie nuns, the night of the round table, and the blood of Christ? Also, like, Frenchie is amazing. His actor knows what movie he's in, and his one-liners are making me laugh throughout the movie. I am much more likely to watch this movie than any other movie lower on this list. Again, a controversial pick, but I really enjoyed this movie. It's entry-level horror and it does it well. I really like the effect Ed and Lorraine Warren's job would have on their daughter. It is realistically played out as a plot point. And McKenna Grace is great. Overall, I like the cast. I think it's really smart to introduce one of the characters as a dumb teenager, but show that she is mourning the death of her father to justify her actions. It wasn't the scariest, but there were some creepy scenes with that TV, and I wouldn't mind watching it again. How do you follow up one of the greatest modern horror films of all time? You make it British! I think James Wan is a master at making you care about characters. Ed and Lorraine's relationship is stronger than ever, and you care about the family. The scares are well built up. I love the painting scene, and the my house scare is really scary. Not everything is great though. This movie does not have to be over 2 hours. It takes an hour for the Warrens and the family to meet. Also, the nun should not be connected to Bill Wilkins. She should have just been an introduction like Annabelle. Also, defeating the nun by saying her name is dumb. So, not as great as the first one, but still really solid. Yes, I think Annabelle 2 is better than The Conjuring 2, and one of the most underrated movies of the last decade. This movie is so good, it makes the first horrible movie even better. David F. Sandberg finds a nice way to blend jump scares and creepy imagery. The fingers snapping back are amazing but also really nasty. Then you also have creepy scenes of the demon appearing in the dark. I really liked it. Also, I care about the two girls. The character work is great, and you just hope that everything will work out for them in the end. It actually tells us about the origin of Annabelle, like a good prequel does. If you make a spin off Annabelle movie, this is the way to do it. Was there any doubt? This movie is one of the most celebrated horror movies of this century, and for good reason. It's amazing, but when you look at it, it does not do anything special. It takes a simple haunted house, possession story and perfects it. The movie stands on great performances by Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga, who I believe is a married couple. Also, the family is great. You spend enough time with them to care, but that it does not drag. I also love the banter between the cop and the camera guy, and I also love the scares. They are actually earned by setting them up well. We have the clap game, so we can have the clap jump scare in the basement. One of the best jump scares I think ever. Everyone on and off screen brought their A game, because not only is the acting good, the movie also looks gorgeous. This movie will be a classic like Halloween and Rosemary's Baby, and it earned that. So that's enough horror for me now. If you want me to rank another franchise, let me know down below and tune in next week for another video.